Right. Thank you, Annie. I think this is the first time I'm meeting everyone. I'm not seeing any familiar face except for Annie. Okay, so how's everyone doing? Everyone great? All right. Yeah, it will be great if you guys can open your camera so we can have a more interactive session, if possible. If you're like you can eat while while your camera is on. It doesn't really matter. So I know some of you are probably are having dinner. I just had my dinner like 30 minutes ago. So I'll probably be burping. All right, so probably let's get started, Annie. All right, so let me share my screen.
We can see your screen.
Yeah, I just forgot how to use Zoom. How can I see everyone again? Hold on. I've been using Google Meets in my company right now. Uh, is it possible to see everyone while I'm sharing my screen?
So I think on the top right, or depending on like your device, there
Uh,
is the new option with like a real emoji, like a how do I describe it for
like
you?
a gallery, right? Okay, got it, got it.
Yeah.
I just need to maximize it. All right, so good evening, everyone. So I'm titling this session "Unleashing the Superpowers of Product Managers Through Effective Communication and Storytelling." All right. So before we start off, yeah. So what I mentioned, please, or maybe if you can turn on your camera, that will be great. You can have emojis like was that a mouse or something? I think that's good. And of course, if you want to ask any questions, feel free to post on chat, or you can just raise your hand, or you can just unmute your mic. And also this will be just like a 2.5 hour session, so it will be quick. So it will be nice if you don't look at your mobile phones to for interruption and something. All right, so let's get started. So let me first introduce myself and why am I doing this? So why will you guys listen to me? Who am I, right? So I'm originally from the Philippines, okay? And in 2008, I came to Japan. Okay, so let me give here, so all the companies I've kind of worked in. So I started in the Philippines working at Intel as a trainer. So I worked there for 2 years, then went to Fujitsu as a project manager and a software developer. I focus mainly on mobile development, mainly Pocket PC. Anyone knows Pocket PC here? No? Oh my God, I'm too old for this. Okay, so before the era of iOS, before Android, there's Pocket PC. I think you will remember there's like an iPad where you have the stylus and it has like appointments. No? Anyone? Does it ring a bell? Okay, but anyway, so Pocket PC is started on 2000, I think 2006, I believe, and then it was from Microsoft. So it's mobile development. So they have mobile and we have stylus. And during that time, I came to know early like this will be the future of software development. So I really focused on that. And then after that, I moved to Japan in 2008 in Softfront, where they have voice IP. It's a voice IP company. So there I continued my software development. I kind of dive into C++. And then Ubicom is an IBM subsidiary. So mainly our customer is IBM. And I focus on IBM Watson during that time. And this is where my product management career started. And then after that, while working with Ubicom, I'm also working with Google, but under Applause. It's a US company. So I was working not as a product manager or developer, but as a tester. So I was a test engineer for Google, basically for YouTube. So for 2 years, I worked for YouTube. And then for 3 years, I worked with Google Pay. So, software development, project management, product management, testing. So everything I've done. Then after that, I went to a startup company called Lyomo. And Lyomo is a sport startup company, and I was a product manager there. And of course, the letter R there. I think a lot of you are working in Rakuten, or maybe not now, but I think sometime in the future, a lot of you will work in Rakuten. If you're a foreigner in Japan, you will be working in Rakuten. And right now I'm working for Axel Space. So Axel Space is a space company. I'm working as a senior product manager, and I'm also working as a solutions group manager. So it's funny, right? They say product manager doesn't have any authority, but in my case, I have the authority because I'm a group manager as well. So I can like, okay, I can ask people, do this, do that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that guy. Other things, who knows this person? Anyone can tell me? No?
Stan Lee.
Not really. It's Jeff Sutherland. He's the co-creator of Scrum. So I'm into Scrum, I'm into Agile. I really love, all those stuff. So I have certifications, four certifications for Scrum. And this is a picture with Jeff Sutherland. I met him during one of the training sessions in Tokyo, held 2019, so pre-pandemic. And I also got my master's at Globis. Anyone here studying at Globis? No? Anyone been reached out? No? Right. Yeah, they're pretty aggressive in their company. So yeah, as you can see in this picture, this is one of the classes in Bluebits. It's called mentorship, IBM mentorship. So I was kind of pitching our project to the IBM executives, and this is really what I love to do. I also went to product school. One of their courses, product leadership, which is really, really cool, but unfortunately very, very expensive. But Rakuten paid for it. Okay, so I also, as a side, I'm into martial arts, kickboxing. I'm an instructor in the Philippines. I'm also into bodybuilding, body fitness. So in 2011, I competed in Tokyo, Japan, where I placed first. And then this picture is, I think, from 2016. This is like a physique program. And I kind of created what you call Agile Fitness Japan. So I'm really passionate about fitness and the Agile Fitness Japan. So I combine, Agile, the concepts of Agile. It's like the Agile is build, measure, learn, right? Making fitness easy for everyone. So if you search on that, you can see the site, and I offer free consultations for life. So it's not like one time and then I'll charge, but I really like helping people achieve their fitness goal. And what other things in 2020? So in line with fitness, I did my TED talk at Globis, TEDx, and also I'm an aspiring writer, and I really wanted to release this present like TED online. So I've been doing a lot of training, especially with public. I in Rakuten, I'm not sure, Annie, if they still have it. I introduced Fearless Public Speaking course in Rakuten. Did they remove it when I left? Okay, so this is the thing that I'm really doing. All right, so to start off, so I can see some people are still not here, but are we good to continue, Annie?
Yes, you can continue. It's okay.
Okay, so I'm looking the chat right now. Yeah, Attack at BC was a long, long time ago, Peter. Good thing you remember. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Definitely, Sartak, if you can schedule, I'll help you with your fitness goal. This is one of my kind of personal mission. Kokorozashi, they call that in Japanese. Okay, so let's start off with, so why communication is important for product managers? So why? So why did Annie mention before start, this is very an interesting thing and this is kind of important for product managers? Anyone? Guys, this is communication, of course. We should be communicating.
I guess you product managers like deal with a lot of stakeholders. So communication is key in managing stakeholders.
Anything else? Yes, definitely. Yes. A lot of stakeholders, a lot. So why communication? Why is it important?
Because most product managers probably don't have authority, right? They're not the group managers, so you need to use your communication to influence and get people to help you achieve your goal via other means. So I think that's why it's important.
Yeah, that's one as well. So yeah, we don't have any powers, but we can have superpowers. I mean, if you know how to communicate well, if you know how to do storytelling, I think yeah, that will add to that. All right, so I think everyone has seen this picture one time or the other, right? If you search product management, you always see this. We are here, the product managers in the center of the UX, of the tech, of the business, right? And this is kind of a lie where it's like, this is the only people or the only kind of component that we are going to communicate with. In reality, it's something like this, right? So when you join a company, of course, you'll be, communicating with the tech, but after that, you need to know, you need to talk with the sales and see what's happening, what are the requests of the customer, and then you talk with the UX, what's happening, UX, UI, and of course the management, the finance, the customer success as well. And of course, if it's a startup company, then you'll be talking with the CEO a lot. That's the advantage of a startup company. But if for a big company like Rakuten, I'm not sure if you can speak with Mickey, right? But in a startup, yes, you'll be talking with the CEO a lot. And also, when you're starting to release the product, you'll be talking with marketing, you'll be talking with PR, you'll be talking HR. It's like hiring process, and then you'll release the EULA, the user agreement. So you have to talk with the legal, and you have to, create brochures and anything, flyers, and all the things that you need for marketing. And there's legality in there to make sure that everything is safe to release. And finally, you'll be talking with people with someone acting like a CEO. There's number one, there's number two, number three. I call them like a bozos in the company. They will kind of interrupt you all the time. And I think you guys who are smiling, someone in the company like that, right? There's like one or two or three pretending to, disrupting your work and everything else. So there's a lot of really communication going on. And yeah, as Sartak mentioned, you have to talk with a lot of stakeholders, and Aaron, you have to influence a lot of people. And anyone has seen this image? No, this is from product school. If you are on LinkedIn a lot, you will see this poster inside the mind of a product manager. So as you can see, communication is 40%. Okay, it's like you must keep the entire team on track. You must convince. You must negotiate. You must communicate progress to higher ups, to execs, and everything about communication. Only 20% for engineering, 20% for design, 20% for business. So what you have been studying so far, I think you've studied like Figma, so that will be design. You studied business, I think, last week. You studied about engineering. So all of your studying accounts for only 60%, but what you will get now is 40%. Okay, so this is really, really big. All right. Okay. So a peek inside the life of a product manager. So why do we think that communication happens all the time with product managers? Okay. So what happens? So you get inside the company. So what the first thing you do? You create mockups, right? You create design. You're all alone. You're doing design, and then you do more design. And finally, you're going to pitch it to your team, right? Hey, this is the new design. We're going to build it. And after we build it and everyone is happy, right? Oh, okay, we have built something. We have built a good one. And of course, not every day will be a happy day. Sometimes the team will hate you. Have you experienced that? The team hating product managers, right? I don't know why they hate sometimes product managers, but maybe because we have so many features that we want to build, and we're pushing it to the team. Yeah, we get that a lot. But sometimes we're happy again. We're building sprint reviews. It's working. We get to release our first product. And as a product manager, if you release something, you are in cloud 9. You're raising your hand. Yes, I've released something. I'm a good product manager. And sometimes, of course, you're so stressed out. You still want to raise your hand, but you're kind of like burnout. Half releasing it, right? And then sometimes you're so burnout. Okay, you just go to sleep. And of course, as a product manager, it doesn't end here. Okay, as a product manager, you will be coaching a lot. Okay, you'll be coaching your team. You'll be coaching teams like kids. where they don't listen to you. Okay, so they will even hate you, right? And of course, it's not all bells and whistles. Sometimes you have to, struggle a lot. You have to negotiate, and you have to have a little bit of argument. And it doesn't end here, okay? As a product manager, you'll also be frustrated with a lot of things, right? What else am I doing? Am I doing it right? Why my team hates me? And in that journey, you'll probably go in a secret place somewhere. You'll sit down, open LinkedIn, and probably find a new job. That's happened to you? No, not yet. Okay, I'm not scaring anyone here, but it might happen. And of course, it doesn't end there. Sometimes you'll be a referee as well. So one of my experience in Rakuten is a diverse culture, right? In one of my teams, we have 8 nationalities. Imagine it's a 15 man team, and it has 8 different nationalities. And of course, if you have 8 different nationalities, there's like culture, issues. One, I think it's a Malaysian, and one is from Netherlands. And one says that if I send you a message on Slack, please answer immediately. And this Malaysian guy is like, I'm a developer, I don't want to be disturbed, right? So, in one of the stand-up meetings, they were like, their voices are so high, and everyone were looking at us. But physical, really, I was doing like this as a referee to both parties. And of course, I have to, make them cooperate. So I have to grab their hands and, let's be a team. Anyone familiar with the Tuckman model here? Tuckman model, it's like, what do you call this? The forming stage, the storming stage, the norming stage, and the performing stage. So in every team, you will experience the storming stage, okay? Do not discount that. It will happen. First, it's like the forming stage, people form as a group, people like, hey, let's have lunch together. And then you go to the storming stage, where kind of people see the differences between each other, like, and then of course you go to the norming, and it normalizes, and then you go to the performing stage. All right, and of course you again, you work as a group. And who here can tell me what this is? Anyone?
Making money.
What's that, Sartak? Sorry.
Elevator pitch?
What is this?
Elevator pitch.
Yeah, I heard of elevator pitch. Okay, so one of the things like elevator pitch. So what is the concept of elevator pitch? It's not actually you're going to write an elevator and pitch, right? But it's something like you only have like 30 seconds to a minute to tell someone about your idea. Okay, so basically they call it elevator pitch, like in Rakuten. So if you arrive, you see Mickey waiting in the elevator, and you have a great idea. So you approach Mickey, and then before Mickey gets off at the elevator, you'll be able to tell him, everything about your idea, your pitch. So you have like 30 seconds to do it. That's why it's called an elevator pitch. And more pitch for product managers. You'll be pitching about roadmaps. You'll be pitching everything, your product as well. And of course, more pitches. You'll be doing this a lot, guys. So if you still have a choice, if you don't like doing pitches, yeah, you can change. You have online pitch. You'll be also doing a lot of trainings, training a lot of people, and like in this picture, you should still be smiling after all doing that. And more pitches, and more pitches. Okay, and hopefully you'll be able to wear your turtleneck and wear your New Balance shoes, like Steve Jobs, and meditate. And maybe one day you'll be able to get on that big stage and introduce your product. And that is one of the goals as a product manager, right? Of course, besides from getting funding, okay? But that is one of the goals that you need to aspire for. You need to go on stage with all those people. This is the product I built, and own it. And so let's go. All right. So, okay, anyone can relate to this? The life of a product manager? Is it accurate? No? Did I miss something? Okay, so let's continue. So the goal here, so in the next 1.5 hours, to prepare you in your next meeting, your sprint reviews, you're pitching to executives and getting that $1 million funding. So this is my goal is doing the pitches is more important, even if you have good slides, if you have a good product, but if you fail to connect, if you fail to do properly, then you will not get those funding. Let me tell you one story that happened just recently in my company. So we are, can I just stop sharing this? So it will be, so in my company, so what happened is we have sprint reviews, and then of course after 2 months, we have kind of developed a lot of features and a lot of cool things that we need. And my team was so excited to present, and they were so excited that they say that we will have a standing ovation, Jay, after we show this to everyone. And of course, I didn't give anything to chance. So I told my teams, I told one person, okay, you're going to demo this and you're going to pitch it, but let me also give you a script. So, it will have like a, a wow moment, aha moment. So what happened? So he did do the sprint review demo, and then he followed like a script. And I think he was kind of nervous, and the way he delivered it, it's like it's monotone. So his voice doesn't change, and he kind of as a developer, you're not really a speaker, right? And so what happened? So in spite of that, we didn't get any standing ovation. We didn't even get any applause on chat, and it's a missed thing. I know it's good if it was done perfectly in terms of delivery, but if it's not, then it doesn't really matter if you build a good product or not. So that is really, really important, and that's where I want to focus for tonight. Okay, so let me continue. Okay, so here, so just imagine you are this person, okay, and you'll be talking to like maybe like a 50 to 70 people. How does your hands feel right now? Are they still okay? Do you feel any anxiety? No? Still good? Still good? Thumbs up? Still good? No, I'm saying some no. Okay. All right. So let's change it a bit. How about this one? So you have people on your left, people on your right, people. So this is like a TED talk, right? And people are kind of looking you from head to toe. How does it feel now? Not good. Anyone getting sweaty palms? Okay, are so good. And it doesn't happen only on site, but of course in online as well. So how does this feel? Like, Annie, can you open your mic and speak, something like that, right? And all those people looking at you, and you have to speak about something. So it's almost the same thing, right? It's online, on-site, right? So we have this kind of jitters, we experience something, right? So what I want to do now, in the next couple of just 3 minutes, maybe we can have a breakout room and just discuss this. Why do people hate public speaking? And after 3 minutes, and go back and let's have a further discussion. Sounds good. Just a warm up for everyone to speak, because this is a communication course. Okay, Annie, can you help me out?
Okay, let's do randomly this time. Okay, so maybe each room will have 4 to 5 people. Okay. Until when are we?
So 3 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah, I can tell you, Annie.
Okay.
Okay, Miyuki is back. She wanted to leave the breakout room. I don't know.
I gave someone a question and he was answering me. Ed, I'm sorry that I left the room so soon. I pushed that button accidentally. Sorry.
All right, let's just wait for the others.
Yeah, some teams really want to talk to the last minute.
So I think we only have like 20 probably right now.
26, I
Okay.
believe. Yeah,
Cool.
27. Okay. Okay, I think everyone's back.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So again, if you can open your videos, that will be awesome. So yeah, let's have a couple of people like yeah, why do people hate public speaking? So in your group, what kind of let's give one. Anyone?
I can give
Okay,
our group.
go ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Terry.
So, oh, Terry?
Okay, someone's talking. Sorry, I'm not sure.
Sorry. Yeah. Our group talked about how putting yourself under the spotlight in public speaking is opening yourself up for judgment, like opening yourself or your content up for judgment.
All right, yeah, exactly. It's like you are being judged. Like they have like scorecards and you know when you stand up. Anything else? Jana? Sorry.
Yeah, so in our group we talked about like how we have to memorize stuff and when we present, and then it kind of yeah, we dread memorizing and then forgetting what we memorized, and then or not being able to go like not use the script. If we have a script, we are subconsciously like follow the script. Yeah, so all about memorization.
Yeah, people, of course, we don't like to memorize things. Terry.
Yeah, so in our group, we talked about fear, but like deeper down is like the fear of not having information that people want to hear or are interested in, like just thinking that you don't have knowledge or any any knowledge that people want to listen to.
Exactly. And I think also in chat imposter syndrome. Okay, let's have a last one from Rukala.
It's Ruqayya or Ruqayya.
Rukaya, sorry.
Yes, Ruqayya. Yes. So in my group, we talked about many things, but we talked also about coping mechanisms. So some people said that they would breathe before they present, and some said they would imagine, you know, people are watermelons or socks or whatever. And so that would make them feel more comfortable.
Okay, so this is more of like how to, you know, to reverse the nervousness, right? All right, thank you, Rukaya, for that. All right, so let me share back my screen and let's talk more about it. All right, so when you search for public speaking, actually, you'll see these books. And I don't know why. You search on Amazon, you'll get this: Speak with No Fear, Stage Fright, Public Speaking Without Fear, The Fear of Public Speaking. And I guess, and statistics wise, it mentioned like 74% of people suffer from speech anxiety. So that's like 7.5 out of 10. But you know what? And probably so the remaining 26%, right? So even the veteran speakers, they kind of feel that nervousness. They kind of feel that excitement, nervousness, you know, the adrenaline rush every time they go up on stage. Especially if you care about what you're going to talk about, you'll definitely feel it, right? If not, then you probably don't care if people will, you know, understand what you're talking about. So, but if you really care about the content, you will feel it. And also, let's talk about why people hate public speaking. So there are situations, and some of these were already mentioned. Like one is lack of experience. So you don't have a lot of experience speaking in public. So you get from school, you just talk in front of your classmates, but in the real world, you don't have. Another is people grading you. You mentioned, so it's like people grading you. They have a scorecard, and like a pronunciation is like okay 8 or something. Speaking in front of people with higher status. So if you're speaking with a CEO or speaking with your managers, then definitely this is something. Okay, and this comes out, I think, on chat. This is like imposter syndrome that you kind of put in. Another is how people will react to your new idea. So as product managers, we have new ideas. It's scary, right? You have a new idea and it's like, okay, you're gonna show it out there. It's like you don't know what to expect. Another is new audience. So there's a new audience and you don't know these people, how will they react? Will they be, good to you or not? Physiology and thoughts, okay? So I think it has mentioned is a spotlight effect, right? So if you're talking, you're in the center and yeah, if you're talking on Zoom, you'll be on the big screen, right? So it's like an autonomic nervous system response. It's like a flight or fight system where your body reacts because you have two options. You can either do it or you can either flight or you can either leave. So your body is designed to defend you, right? So if you're feeling stress, if you're feeling this nervousness, your body telling you, you don't need to do it, okay? So something like that, right? And of course, the threat that you will mess up of you're memorizing. What if you forget your lines? During the TED talk, I think that's one of the scariest moment. You'll be talking for 18 minutes, and what if you forget your lines, right? Threat to credibility. So right now, I'm teaching you about public speaking and those, and if I'm speaking like I'm nervous, so I mess up. I lost my credibility, right? Negative views about oneself. I'm a loser. I'm no good. I'm boring. Okay, so I'm not good at speaking. We have all those negative thoughts that we say to ourselves, and of course, imposter syndrome. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy to do this. Okay, and finally, we have one more. Fear of fear, right? So before you do a talk, you're feeling something. And the more you feel, it's like the more you get more anxious, and the more you get anxious, the more it doubles and triples, and the more you shake, the more you double shake, right? So the fear of fear, knowing that you'll be nervous, makes you nervous. Because if you're nervous, your voice will shake, your hands will shake. If you're holding something, you're holding the mic, and you're shaking. The fear of fear. This is one thing. I'm suffering from this one as well. Fear of fear, that I know that I'm going to get nervous in doing this. So yeah, that's the number one on my list. And maybe some of you has some things here on the list, and we'll do something about it. Okay, so what is our agenda for today? So we have already spent like 40 minutes, but we'll go through this. One is 10 secrets to connect to your audience. 7 key things to remember when creating content. So I really customized this talk. This is not something. This is something new that I'm doing. This is specifically for product managers, and of course, call to action. And we have a workshop at the end. We'll have breakout rooms, and everyone will kind of speak out. And this is kind of an optional. It depends on the time, but maybe you guys can already prepare. So for just only 30 seconds to a minute max. I know some product managers wants to talk a lot, but we'll just limiting it to 1 minute. Something you are passionate about, like sports, hobbies, favorite food, favorite place to visit, anything is fine. I think it's good if you can practice this, and this will drive home everything you're gonna learn here tonight. This is really, really kind of valuable if you're going to do this. Okay, so right now, think about it. It could be sports. For myself, of course, bodybuilding. I can talk about kickboxing. I can talk about fitness. I can talk about losing weight. You can talk about going to Paris and your travels, working as a product manager. Why you hate product management if you hate it, why you like it, and all those things. Just 30 seconds to a minute. Okay. Okay. Can anyone tell me what this is? So what kind of saying is this, or like anyone can guess?
Time is money.
Close.
Time is gold.
Yes, time is gold, exactly. So this is the hourglass, right? And it's gold, so time is gold. So why are we saying this time is gold? Okay, so is this has this happened to you? Let me know, right? Or have you seen this before? I know you have. Like if someone will talk in front, and before they even tell you about what they're going to talk about, they will say, sorry, I just prepared this like 2 days ago. And so, or another thing is, I'm sorry, I just read it during my commute. Sorry, I'm really, I'm a little bit nervous right now. So all the sorry. Why are people doing this? So before that, anyone can relate, right? Sorry. Experience it on yourself as well. You're doing it, right? Sorry. Okay, why people do that? Why? I mean, why do you do that?
I guess they don't want to appear as too arrogant, perhaps, in that case, or too like prideful with what they prepare.
Maybe. Oh,
I
yeah.
think people are really nice. So if you say like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, this is like quite terrible," and they'll be like, "Oh no, it's all right." Like I feel like that's the automatic reaction.
Okay, I think one of the think the reason is to lower expectation, right? Like you didn't prepare, so if your talk is kind of boring or kind of not to their standards, like it's okay. But why is the time is gold here? Time is gold because we owe it to our audience to create a great, awesome talk. They will spend 30 minutes of their time that they could not get back, right? They will attend the meeting. You guys are attending a 2.5-hour course. So if I kind of, do a crappy kind of course here, then, your 2.5 hours is just wasted. So we owe it to our audience to create a great talk. The time is gold, okay? Understand? That's why don't do it, okay? And the more you say it, the more they kind of, what do they do? When you say sorry, okay, they probably grab their phones and, starting going to Facebook. They expect something crappy, so they don't kind of listen. And yeah, it will end badly for everyone. So stop doing it, okay? So from now on, stop doing it, all right? Promise? Promise? Okay, let's move on. Okay, so let's go to this. So connect. All right, so we have 3 C's. So in business, 3 C's will be customer, company, and competition. But here it's connect, content, and call to action. So it's as easy. We'll start with the connect. And the connect is the most important thing, in my own opinion. Okay, so let's start. All right, okay. Anyone here like attended like Toastmasters? Anyone? Have you ever attended? Okay, I think Shane attended. In Toastmasters, they have what you call is like a 2 to 3 minute talk where you kind of pick in a jar like a certain topic, right? And then you will talk on that topic for 2 to 3 minutes. So you don't really know what the topic all about. So I think like Hong, do you have a question, or you're also attending Toastmasters, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, all right. So just imagine, okay, there's 50,000 people here. And on the backstage, there's a jar, and you will pick something, and you will talk in front of the stage for 3 minutes on something you're not sure of. Okay. But by the show of hands, who will do it? Hey, product managers, communicators, come on. Okay, so Ed will do it. Okay, let's Aaron and Peter. All right. Okay, so let's put some incentives. I know, okay, it's hard, right? The 50,000 people, you might get a topic that you really don't know, and you might screw up, right? You'll be given 100 million yen to do it. 100 million, guys. You could buy a house. You can buy a Lamborghini. I see the same. Okay, do I see more people? Hey guys, come on. 100 million. I know yen is a bit low right now. We can put $100 million, but that's too much. 100 million yen. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have more people coming in. We'll do it. I think 100 million is too much. How about 10 million? Anyone will still do it? 10 million. Ed, of course, will do it for free. 10 million. 10 million. Come on, guys. 10 million. That is like a 1-year salary of a product manager. Yeah. Or is it? Right? Okay, so still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, last one. That's so much. 1 million. Last one. Negotiation 1 million. 1 million. 1 million. All right, still same hands. So my point here is this. So our first secret that we're going to discuss: sell your fear. So it's like you will be able to do it, right? It's not about you can't or not, but if there's like a proper incentive, you will do it. So first thing to know is you will do it, and that is our first secret. You sell your fear. So every time you feel nervousness, I will do this. I'm able to do this, right? So sell your fear. Okay, number one. Let's go to the next one. Okay, how does it feel like when you're nervous? What happens to your body? Anyone? When you're nervous? What happens to your heartbeat? Dug, dug, dug,
It's
dug,
faster.
dug. Faster, right? Sweaty palms, right?
You get
What else?
you get hungry.
Okay, so maybe you're having trouble breathing. You try to catch your breath, right? How does it
Your mouth gets very dry as well.
Heart is very dry, and it's like this feeling, like, and everything is like you're gonna die, and this feeling of nervousness. How does it feel like when you're excited?
Same thing.
Yeah, same.
Same, right? So on the Christmas morning, you're gonna open your present. How does it feel like? You see, you can't, you start hard to breathe, and you're like dug 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 when you're opening a gift from your loved one, and you're having the sweaty palms. So secret number two, very basic: turn your nervousness into excitement. So every time you feel nervous, it's excitement, not nervousness. Okay, just tell it to yourself. What I'm feeling right now is I'm excited. I'm excited to do this talk. I'm excited to pitch my my product. I'm excited to talk with the CEO. This is not nervousness. Okay. Okay. So we had two, sell your fear, and number two. Let's go on. Number three. Okay, Steve Jobs. Can you describe how he looks like in this picture?
Comfortable?
What was that? Confident? You mentioned?
Comfortable?
Comfortable. One is like his open hands, and his back is straight. His chest is up. Okay.
Taking space.
Everyone do this. Try to bend down and kind of, close your arms. Okay. And now open it. Open your chest. How does it feels like now? It's different, right? Secret number three. Your physiology sets your emotions. So when you go on stage and you're kind of, turning down here, you're constricting your chest. It's like it's hard to breathe. It's the same thing. But when you open up, it gives you more confidence. That's why the speakers on stage, their back is straight. It's like, good morning, guys. When they walk on stage, especially on keynotes, that's how they do it, right? So understand that whenever you're going to give a talk, straight up, open your chest so you can breathe more, and open your hands. Your physiology sets your emotion. All right, sell your fear, turn your nervousness into excitement, and your physiology sets your emotion. Number four. Okay. Let's play a role. Pretend we are all smokers. Okay. So grab anything and just, inhale. Okay, everyone at the same time, let's inhale. Exhale. How does it feel like? Relaxing, right? That's why smokers do this to relax themselves. This is a secret. Of course, there's like nicotine and stuff in your brain, but when you do this, that's why they do this. When you deep breathe. So when you're feeling that nervousness, just take deep breaths. And I'm going to show you the proper way to breathe. And I think this is timely during the pandemic, during the COVID. This is something they ask people to do as a breathing technique. Okay. So when you breathe, you inhale through the nose and make sure your stomach will expand. So you're putting air to your stomach. Okay. And then you hold and then you release. Okay. So let's try Shane. Sorry to call on you. Can you open your mic and just tell me your name and what do you do? Like, are you studying or something? Okay, go.
Sure. Shane Brown, currently a student.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's do this exercise together. Of course, Shane will do it as well. Okay, let's inhale. Put our hands on our belly and make sure it expands. Hold for 2 seconds and release. One more. Inhale. And then release. Last one. Inhale. Okay, Shane, do that again when you exhale. Go. I'll introduce yourself again. Sorry.
Do what again?
Your name and what you do. Inhale.
Oh, sure.
Okay, first inhale. And then hold. And then when you exhale, you say, you introduce yourself during that time. Go.
I'm Shane, currently a student.
Okay. So maybe you are kind of exaggerated it a little bit, but when you inhale, so when you get on stage, before you speak, inhale. And then, hi, good morning, I'm Jay. And today I'm going to talk about fearless public speaking. So it's much better than, because when you're nervous, you lack air. And then this is where the voice cracks. I'm going, but when you breathe in. All right, so we have secret number 4. We have 6 more to go. We're good in time. Okay, let's go. Who knows this person? Anyone? And thank you, Shane, by the way. Okay, anyone knows this person? Okay, his name is Mel Robbins. This is not actually part of the connection, but this is something I think the product managers could benefit on. He wrote a book called the 5-second rule, in where he tells us like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then speak out. Because our brain is designed to stop us from doing something shameful, from doing something embarrassing. Like you're in the meeting and you have a idea, right? How many times do you have a good idea or something to share and you didn't do it? A lot of times, I bet, right? Even myself, it's like, again, there's the spotlight effect. There's like, talking in public, again, the scare. So the more you wait, the more you will not say it, okay? So the technique is, if you have an opportunity to speak, so if there's like, if the MC will say, okay, anyone has question and any other else, you just do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, I have one idea. And it works. It's like your brain has no has no time to stop you. And as a product manager, you have almost a lot of ideas, and this is a good practice. Search on her on YouTube, Mel Robbins, 5-second rule. You can buy the book, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He got this idea from NASA, launching a NASA space shuttle, 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I use it when I want to go to the gym early in the morning. So when I wake up, instead of snoozing my alarm, I just count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I get out of bed and wear my shoes and head to the gym. This is really powerful. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So when you're doubting, when you're in a meeting, before your brain stops you, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, I have something. Okay, cool. All right, number 6. Okay, I guess you know all of this, right? So this is number 6. Secret is love your camera. Okay, so in a online situation, I cannot kind of look at you. I cannot have like eye contact, right? But if I look at my camera, it's like I'm looking at you, isn't it? So let me kind of stop sharing. Okay, so I'm looking right now. So everyone, if we can practice, if you can open your camera, let's just practice this, and you can turn off your camera after this one. If everyone, this will be a good practice. Okay, cool. Anyone else can open your camera? All right. Anyone else? Okay, cool. Okay, so we have a lot of people opening up their camera. Okay, So this is what you're gonna do, okay? Without unmuting your mic, you just look at the camera and just tell me your name, tell me what you do. It's like you're in a job. It's like, okay, introduce yourself for like 15 seconds, okay? Okay, I'll be watching you, monitoring you, and I'll see if you are connecting to me, okay? Already? Okay, stay muted. Don't unmute. We don't want to so much thing here, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Look at the camera and then 15 seconds. Just keep on talking. Look at the camera, not yourself. Look at the camera, not me. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Wait. Stop. Okay. Let's try to do this again. Okay. Let's do it a different way. Pretend you're in Starbucks. Okay. You're drinking a latte and you're talking to your best friend. Your best friend is now your camera, okay? All right, so this is your best friend. So how you talk to your best friend, you don't talk like this. You talk like, right? It's different, right? When you talk to your best friend, hey, how are you? You're not going to talk, hey, I am doing, no. It's different, right? Okay, let's try that again. You're talking with your best friend, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you're in the Starbucks with your best friend. Talk with your best friend. How you talk? How you talk? How you talk? You move your head. How you talk? You're not like stiff, when you're talking. Good. All right, great. So see the difference? Within just looking at the camera and pretending that the camera is your best friend. This is powerful, guys. If you can do this on your next meeting, it's like, hey, it's like a new you. Talking. So just imagine you're talking with your best friend when you talk to the camera. Okay, so let me share. Isn't that fun? you can stop talking now, guys. Some of you are still talking. Let me share my screen again. All right. So and again, when using your camera, so you have a script, right? It's nice if you can put the script like just below the camera. Okay, that's one technique. If you're going to say something, so right now I'm like here, I'm teaching about agile. So I put the script under and I can see it's like I'm seeing the script, but it seems like I'm still looking at the camera, right? And another technique is if you have a, a stand, you can put it at the center of your screen. Okay. This is a good thing. I think some of you who are working at Rakuten maybe recognize these guys. So that's another technique. You can just put it in the middle when you're talking. Because it's hard, right? So a lot of people when they talk, they're looking at the audience, they're looking at the script, it's not right. It's not good that make eye contact. And I think that is one thing that you need to do when you are pitching. You need to catch the emotions of people, okay? On a live environment, there's what you call a singular you focus. So if it's a live environment, when you speak, you focus on one person at a time, okay? Like one in the front line, you look at them on their eyes when you talk for like maybe 15 seconds or one topic. It's called singular you focus, and also it kind of alleviates the stress a little bit if you're just focusing on one person at a time. It could have 50,000 people, but just focus on one person at a time, it's like one. You're just talking in the Starbucks. So that's another good technique. All right, let's go to another secret. So this, number 7, so we're almost done. Say it with your hands and face. This is really important. Why? You know what? 7% is spoken words. Only 7% on what to say. 38% is the tone of your voice. And 55% body language. So if for example, if the CEO of the company say, hey guys, congratulations, we have achieved this much. It doesn't, it's not good, right? We have achieved this much. So it doesn't align to like, something big, something good. And he's congratulating everyone because of that. So you can feel the tone of their voice if they're lying or not, if they're convincing you or not. This is really important. So the spoken words, the thing you say, that's why when I mentioned to you about the sprint review that happened recently, it's like, of course, they have the script, but the way they say it, the way they show it, it doesn't align, and I think it mess up the entire thing. Okay, so let's give some. Okay, so what are the kinds of body language? Okay, I can teach you some. So when you want to emphasize something, when you want to emphasize your product, we are launching a great product. So this is called the chop. Okay, so this is something good. All right. And of course, if you have options, you can do, we have option 1, we have option number 2. And if something is kind of dear to you, you put your hand on your heart. Like this product, I really love this product, right? It feels different, right? I really love this product that I'm going to share to you tonight. It really resonates, something like that. And another thing is you don't do point. Politicians do that, but you don't point to your audience. And of course, when you say big, say small, large, bat, so you try to move your hands, and that says a lot. 55% is body language. And don't be a T-Rex. Anyone knows what is a T-Rex? Okay, I'm serious. Okay, so don't be like on the left or the right. Okay, don't open up like Steve Jobs. Open up. Okay, don't be like if when you're shy, when you're nervous, you tend to have you want to close up, you want to hide from people, and that's a T-Rex. Okay, don't be a T-Rex. All right, so we're almost done. Secret number 8: the power of pauses, tone, and speed. This is, I think, one of the most important. Everything is important, but this is something that a lot of people miss out, like when you speak. So when you're speaking, right, it's nice if you can vary the tone of your voices. And especially, a lot of people are afraid to pause. So when they do a talk or they pitch something, they don't pause because silence is like, it's scary, right? If there's like silence, it's like you don't know what happened. But what does pause indicates? When you pause, 2 things. One is to wait for the audience to answer or something. So if I ask something, why is it important for product managers to communicate? I pause and I wait for answer. That's one. Another use is to emphasize something important. That you know that something that you will say next will be important. Like we have been developing this product for like 10 years. And today, I would like to introduce this product, right? So there's pauses. It's like, if I just say, we're going to produce this product, it's like, oh, okay, no big deal. But if I pause, Steve Jobs does this all the time. Obama does this all the time. He pauses. He waits. And it's scary to pause because, and what other thing happens when you pause? Like some people are like maybe looking at their phones, but when they don't hear anything from the speaker, they kind of wonder, oh, what's happening? You get their attention, right? So don't be afraid to pause. Another is the speed. Okay, you can talk normally. So I'm presenting to you this product. This product is a breakthrough product. It's a revolutionary product. The speed, but this product is something that we have developed in our in-house for 5 years. So when you slow down, you're saying something very important. And again, people will listen. So slowing down will make you emphasize that something is important that you're going to say. And of course, another thing is you can talk fast and you can talk normally, and then you slow down, then you pause. So you do all these things. So let's try a quick example. Okay. So right now, I'm not really saying anything much. I'm not really saying something important. But you know what? If I pause, you will know that the next thing will be important. But again, I'm talking about gibberish. This is nothing. This is nada. This is something I don't really like to talk about. This is something that you will not get any information from me. But when I slow down, it seems like it's important. All right. So as you see, yeah, there's really power in this. And this is something It's hard to develop, but if you can, it will change your whole life. Well, maybe, but a lot of people don't do this. So if you do this, it's going to be the power of pauses. All right, we're almost done. Secret number 9: prepare the stage. So this is more of like when you're giving a talk, just make sure you have a good mic, you have a good webcam. The webcam is normally you have an HD. A mic, I'm using a mic I bought in Amazon for like 3,000 yen. If you guys are interested, I'm going to show the link. But the good thing about this mic, if you have a kids or if you have background noises, it's like it encapsulate, the sound. So people will not hear anything like 5 feet away. Okay, maybe a little, but not so much. That's a good thing. And another, when preparing the stage, I think it's good to drink coffee or something. That is one thing. And also in preparing the stage, you have a good lighting and warming up exercise. So I'm going to teach you a certain warm-up exercise before you go into stage. It's called the tongue roll. Okay, so you have let me hear. So you have your tongue, right? You roll it around your mouth. Okay, so before you talk, you just do this. 3 times. One more. Okay, that one is like it kind of stretches your mouth, and also after doing that, you're free to talk. That's a good warm-up exercise when doing a talk. All right. Okay, I think this is the last one, and then probably we can go for a break. Okay, so the last secret is secret number 10: customize and react to your audience. And this is really powerful, the feedback you get. So when you see your audience, so this is a normal one, but what if your audience is this people? So you have to customize your talk. You have to customize. Probably you can you cannot tell a joke in front of these people. And how about this one? Right? If you commit a mistake, you're dead. Can you tell me an audience which is more scarier than this? This is the scariest. Anyone? Kids. Because you don't know what to expect. They have attention span of like 0. So this is really hard to handle, kids, and it's hard. So you have to customize your audience. You have to probably have something playful, so they will get their attention span. And always watch your audience when you're speaking. That's why I kind of like want to see all of you when I'm speaking, so I can see if you're bored. I can shift it. So if I can see like Miyuki-san getting bored, I will call on mute. I'm just kidding. but yeah, watch your audience always. If they're getting sleepy, they're getting bored, they're looking at their phones. And for example, during sprint reviews, don't let the people fall into sleep. So this is kind of the feedback that you always do as a speaker. And you have to be agile. You have to react quickly if you see that it's getting long, it's getting boring, and you have to change the pace. You can vary your tone of your voice. You can do some action and everything else. All right, so I guess that's it. But before we end up for a coffee break for 5 minutes, anyone has any questions so far? No? Everyone enjoying it? Cool. All right. Okay. So if there's some questions, you can ask me later, by the way. So Annie, so let's have a 5-minute break so you can turn off your camera. And then, so I'll be kind of playing this. Okay, so that will show 5 minutes. All right, see you guys in 5 minutes.
世間では誰もがそれぞれであった誰かと寄り添い合ってるそこに紛れ込んだ僕らはピーナッツみたいに木の実のふりしながら微笑み浮かべる幸せのテンプレートの上もう一人絵に描いた上目の裏テーブルを囲み手を合わすその時さえありのままではいられないまま隠し事だらけ継ぎはぎだらけの噛み砕いてもなくならない本音が歯に挟まったまま不安だらけなりゆき任せのライフナイトかりそめまみれの日常だけどここに僕がいてあなたがいるこの真実だけでもイカを食べていく化けの皮剥がれた一粒のピーナッツみたいに世間から一瞬で弾かれてしまうそんな時こそ曲がりなりでよかったらそばにいさせて共にいられ揺られ踏まれてもバレないからみたいになるから生まれた場所が木の上か地面の中かそれだけの違い許されないほどにドライなこの世界を等しく雨が湿らせますように時に冷たくて騒がしい窓の向こうひしろ一つも見つからない雷に満ちた日があってもいい水だらけアドリブ任せのショートナイト所詮人影の日常だから腹の中にでも流してねよ隠し事だらけ継ぎはぎだらけのホームユノとっておきもでき合いも残さずに全部食らいながら普通などない正解なドライなかりそめまみれの日常だけどここに僕がいてあなたがいるこの真実だけでもイカを食べていくこの一つ紙の奇跡をかみしめていくMemories follow me left and right. I can feel you over here. I can feel you over here. You take up every corner of my mind. What you gonna do now? Ever since the day you went away, no, I don't know how to erase your body from out my brain. What you gonna do now? Maybe I should just focus on me instead. All I think about for the next we were tangled up in your bed. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. You're going round in circles, got you stuck up in my head. Yeah, memories follow me left and right. I can feel you over here. I can feel you over here. You take up every corner of my mind. Your love stays with me day and night. I can feel you over here. I can feel you over here. You take up every corner of my mind. What you gonna do now? Ever since the day you went away, so tell me how much more do I gotta drink for the pain? What you gonna do now? You did things to me that I just can't forget. Think about all the nights we were tangled up in your bed. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. You're going round in circles, got you stuck up in my head. Yeah, memories follow me left and right. I can feel you over here. I can feel you over here. You take up every corner.
All right. Welcome back, guys. Okay, let's just wait for 30 seconds. So you guys still have more sessions next week, or is this kind of like almost?
We have one on Thursday. And then the week after, I think it's presentation day.
Okay, so definitely you can use this techniques, right? All right. Maybe I can watch and I can grade you.
Check if everyone did the breathing exercise.
So you've gone through like business, right? Metrics and all of those things. Okay.
Yeah, Annie, these presentations are online, right?
No, it's in the Notion page.
Oh, sorry. I mean, like we're gonna present online versus in person.
Oh, yes, you gotta present on Zoom.
Got
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
So definitely take all of Jay's words of wisdom and advice and those small tips and tricks and apply it next week.
And what is like the final assignment that they need to do? Just present everything like they're gonna pitch something, a product.
Their solution. Each
Okay.
team is going to present their solution or prototype or anything that they came up with.
All right.
Responding to the challenge. Yeah.
And I guess you will enjoy this next part. And you can definitely use this. Okay, so if everyone's here, maybe you can open your camera again so we could start. I'm just checking if everyone so once you're here, open your camera or put a thumbs up on your so we know that you're here. The second part is kind of important. I think everything is important, but this one is probably something that you will be able to use in your pitch and in your job as well. All right, so let me share my screen again. Okay, so all right, let's try to finish this in 45 minutes, maybe, if we can. So the next part is content. So we're done with the connect. So the 10 secrets you can connect to the audience now. That the camera is your best friend now, and you have gestures and your tones. It's really important when you present your pitch. Okay, now the content. Okay, let's have this scenario. On your first day as a PM, your boss asks you to create a roadmap. First day. So I'm probably being harsh here. Maybe your second day, right? So this actually happens, right? Like when I joined Astle Space, on the first day, they were looking for a roadmap. Okay, so as a product manager, I think you learn how to create roadmap. You learn how to create metrics. So you present something like this. All right. You know, like your rollout plan for Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So this is like the roadmap that you want to present. Okay, so we want to communicate with your boss, and you go to your boss and you send attach this to an email, and your boss looks like this. Okay, and his face is like he's not kind of disappointed, but he has kind of lots of questions that he's on his mind, right? So what does your boss really mean when he asks you to create a roadmap? Okay, so maybe roadmap is, in your mind, roadmap is the schedule of things, but your boss really means this: create a product strategy, right? He's not only expecting the roadmap itself, but the actual product strategy. That's why he asks a lot of questions. So what I'm going to teach you right now is how to create your content in terms of roadmap, in terms of pitching a product, and how to make it easier so your boss will not look like this when he sees it. Okay. All right. So when we talk about product strategy, so if he means about product strategy, it means like starts with a deep understanding of your customer, your business, and the market. And probably people here like, Jay, I thought this is a communication course. Why are you talking about product management now? Okay. But this is kind of important when dealing with content, right? To understand and to read between the lines what your boss wants you to do. So this is where the storytelling begins. Okay, so this is the exciting part. Okay, so the first tip, it's no longer a secret, but the first tip is presenting facts and data. Okay, so when I did my MBA and in venture management course, this is the #1 thing that whenever you do a pitch, you present facts and data. Let's look at Uber's pitch in 2008. So this is Uber's pitch, right? So in 2008, they're not known yet. They want funding. And they have this as a second page. And they have this also on the third page. As you can see, they're presenting facts. They're presenting data. They're presenting charts. Okay. But, you know, I don't like how they presented it. It's so small, but this is how they do it, right? So other ways to make it more powerful and convincing when presenting facts. You can present like this. You can include what Japan Times mentioned. Like if you're working on a software that will solve the labor problem, this is what thing that you can do. You can add those scripts. You can even add all on your data. And this is really powerful to tell you, to convince everyone, hey, we have a problem. A product manager focuses on the problem, and the problem should be factual, should be there, should be existing. And not only by articles, but you can have testimonials. If you can have your customers say something about the product, something bad, then you can put it as well. Again, it's facts, okay? Another, maybe some graph right here, and then you can focus on certain graph that you want to tell, okay? Again, this is facts, right? You can even have mixed panel, Google Analytics, to tell your boss what's the problem is. So this is like when I got into the company, this is the first thing I look at. And what did I find? There are only 2 active users. Okay. What did I find? That their session duration is like one minute. What did I discover? That people are accessing from Indonesia. Like what? Why Indonesia? Like these are all facts that you need to show to your boss. And you need to show why. That's why he has a lot of questions in your roadmap. Like, why did you put this feature? Because of these facts. You see the story behind it? So this is the first thing that you need to do, is to tell what are the factual things. When you pitch, you don't just say according to something, you show it, okay? You show it, and this is more powerful. Other ways that I showed it is like on our site that I mentioned, hey, look, when you search our company, it goes to the 6th page, okay? And this is factual. I'm presenting, screen capturing it. So that one, #1 is facts and data. Okay, #2 is sometimes you need to educate your audience. In your, what do you call this? In your content, you might have things there that nobody understands. Example, pirate metrics. You may mention it, right? But a lot of people don't understand it, so you need to explain it. Okay, like, do people know we are that when you show it, that you explain what pirate metrics is, right? That is awareness, acquisition, activation, retention, revenue, referral. That when you build a product, that's why we're focusing first on awareness. Boss, we are focusing first on awareness because we are following the pirate metrics. And the boss will ask you why? Because of our product life cycle. We are still in the introduction phase, and we have a different way of doing metrics. Like in the introduction, we follow market share and user acquisition. You educate the people. If you just show this without showing this, without educating them, it means nothing to them. It's like they won't believe you. Another way is like you have delight. So you show the Kano model, for example, and you explain it. What is a Kano model? All right. And if you are in the UX, UI, you might have seen this, the Gutenberg diagram. You probably have put like, you have your design where the most important part is on the left side. And you explain to your boss why you did it. Hey boss, because the Gutenberg diagram, this is like a UX, we follow our eyes from left to right. Right? So you don't just implement something just because and your boss will not see like the why part. Why did you do it? So this is a powerful way. All right. So #3, any questions so far? Are we good? Facts, educate. #3, anticipate the questions. So this is important things. Important thing that you need to do When your boss asks for the roadmap, what kind of questions will he ask when you submit the roadmap? Why these features? Why change existing features? Is this feature really more important than this? How do we prioritize? Should we consider hiring? What is your rollout plan? And a lot of questions that you need to answer. So he's just not looking at the roadmap, but he is kind of asking like, is this feasible? Do we need to hire? You know, those important questions. Why are you putting so much feature here? We only have 3 developers, right? So you have to do this. And some things like economy as well. Like, you know, what are the trends? What are our customer doing? Did you discuss this to your team before creating it? So these are some of the questions you need to do. So number 1, facts. Number 2, educate. Number 3, you anticipate the questions. So in the strategy, it's like you do your research, you do analysis, and you do a market. So you guys still want to be a product manager? All right. So product manager, it's exciting, but there's a lot of things you guys need to know. Okay. So going back to the roadmap. So what other things you might be needed by your boss? Vision, aligning to the vision of the company, right? So whatever you do in the roadmap should align to the vision. And I think that's the number 1 thing, like the Google's vision to organize the world's information, FB to connect people to the world. So every feature that you build should be aligned to the vision. You know what, in Tesla, they have a vision where they will build the 21st century car. And if you believe on that vision, you can spend, you can buy anything that you need as long as it's aligned with the vision. Nobody checks if you need it or not. That's how Tesla does it. You might need business model canvas. You guys know about business model canvas? This is powerful. If you know this, the key what do you call this? You have the cost revenue, you have stream revenue, you have the value proposition and everything. If you have the business model canvas, you will know everything about the business. Market size, customer segmentation, quantitative analysis, qualitative analysis, market adaptation, competitive analysis, friction points, North Stars, value proposition, metrics, SWOT, suite, strength, weakness, pain points, customer bias, all this stuff. So don't be overwhelmed. You don't need all of this, but something that will support your roadmap is good. So you can just choose several. When I entered the company, I kind of started with with what I need to do. I started with the very, very basic, the business model canvas and the SWOT, the strength, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats of the companies. You want to see where are the weaknesses are, where the strengths are, and then this is where you build your feature. Okay, this is really important. Are we good so far? Any questions? Still want to be a product manager here? Yeah. Okay, so good. Okay, all right. So we have the what, the how, the why, and the when. Okay, of the content. All right. So number 4. Okay. As a product manager, to communicate, we should align it with different teams, get buy-in, and no big surprises. Maybe sometimes you'd like to surprise your CEO, right? That you, for 2 weeks or 2 months, you isolated yourselves, your team, and try to surprises. But there should be no big surprises in product. So this is my recommendation on how you do this. There's a lot of things on how to do this, but this is one. Okay. So whenever you have an idea, okay, you have already kind of discussed this with some of the people in your company. Maybe the sales, direct manager, maybe tech, UX. If a startup company, you have already discussed this with the CEO. Okay, so whenever you have an idea, you already shared it. Why you want to share it? Because you already want to get a little feedback from them and also their buy-ins. So when now you develop your product or you develop your first presentation, your first deck, you have already convinced some people. Okay, these are your alliances now. Okay, and from this one, you already have a little feedback, like which parts are they getting confused? Are the audience getting bored? What type of questions are you getting? Why did they reject your idea? What seems to be lacking? Is it too long, too short? Did it make them excited? and want to share it. Okay, so you all have those feedbacks already on your first deck, and you've just shared it to a couple of people. So your plan is just improve it, right? Revise it. So in your 1.1, you share it with marketing, finance. Now you have more information there, and now you have tackled a lot of the questions on the first one. And you just do it continuously. It's like build, measure, learn, build, measure, learn. It's like an agile kind of system when you present it. And the one thing that you need to do is alignment with the all teams, getting buy-ins, and finally, you'll be able to have the deck V 2.0, which you will now be able to share with your CEO and executives. So as you can see, by the time you get there, everything has been polished out, and you have a lot of people on your side. Because one thing as a product manager is to have your ideas realized. You have a lot of ideas, but if you don't get buy-ins, if you don't get alignment to the team, if the team hates you, then that idea will never be realized. Okay, so this is a powerful tool that you guys can use. Okay, don't just jump in, go to CEO executives on your first deck. No. Okay. All right, any questions so far? Okay. Okay, no, all right. And you follow the same process for execution, meaning you start small, you select teams until you execute it one by one, until you release it to the entire people. Do it step by step by step by step and improve gradually. So it's agile all over again. All right, okay, let's go. Number 5, so find the story behind the numbers. Okay, so this is thing that again, this is kind of a storytelling kind of things with numbers. Like, don't present like a graph like this one, which is not understandable, and never put a 3D charts on your graph. Okay, don't use 3D. It's hard to understand. I don't think it looks great, but don't be tempted to get 3D. Number 1, you don't need graphs if you can just present numbers. Numbers are better presented than using graphs. So it's very clear, like 80% are consumed remotely. So it's very clear what you want to do. Apple use it, 5 million, 58 songs every second. 1 billion active Apple devices. So they did not show like in 1996, we have 30, in 1997, we have something like that. No, just number straight out without any graphs. I just put it out there. Can anyone tell me why Apple is always using 941 in iPhone, iPad? Why is there always 941? Or this is the first time you notice that they have 941 on. If you search on keynotes, Apple ads, they always have 941. I know some people are already Googling it. Annie, I think you're guilty. Okay, 941. This is the time that Steve Jobs unveiled Apple in last 2007. So isn't it cool? 941. It's like they thought of some things, like they really care about their branding, and they have 941. All right. This is another way to showing. This is what you call as a heat map. So when you're telling a story about countries that maybe you want to focus in, it's better than showing numbers, but heat maps. On the right side, it's clearly that the darker the blue area, it means there are more users that visits that day. So it's easy. In like 5 seconds, you will immediately know. You already know the story. So that is really important in storytelling on data. This is like eye tracking, where they track, like the red one is the most time that the eyes spend on. So it's like the Gutenberg diagram that people spend time a lot on the left side. So this is one thing. If you're going to build a website, the most important thing is on the left side, and the right thing is like it's not really that important. So everything on the left side. And again, the heat map here shows it clearly. And if you have like this, of course, this is hard to understand, like finding out the relationship between cost, number, orders, and profits. So it's better to have what you call a scatter plot. And right there in 5 seconds, you will know how to interpret it. Like all products above the line is profitable, all products below the line, the middle line, is not profitable. Isn't that neat? Instead of looking at this, create that graph. So this are some of the ways you can use data to tell a story. So, storytelling is not just about, having the whole story where you have jokes or everything, but the data itself. The proper data, you need to use the proper data to tell the story. Okay. Another one. So this is a 3D. We don't like 3Ds. So we just simplify and we always highlight the ones that we need to. Okay. You don't care about the rest. This is a clear pie chart. And for example, you have line chart like this. It's easier to understand if you divide it like that. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, right? Again, it's telling the story. You want your audience to be able to tell the story in 5 seconds. If they cannot, then you're not doing a great job. So here it's hard, right? It's hard to see. But here, oh, okay. Instagram, lost, Snapchat. Another, if this, a lot of people will spend time looking at a lot of numbers, but if you want to focus on something, just focus on something, okay? All right, any questions so far? No? Are we good? Data, storytelling data, and we go on with more on storytelling, okay? All right, so more on storytelling. So actually storytelling started like, who here experienced like a campfire? And you gather around the campfire, you have marshmallows and stuff, no? You don't have that kind of childhood? Sad. Guys, stop spending so much time on Instagram, on Facebook. Please go out and do campfire, right? So this is where the storytelling started. It's actually around the campfire and people tell their stories. They are hunters by day, so during the prehistoric time, and they are storytellers by night. So the storytelling is really, really important to them. This is where they share stories like how to avoid being eaten by a lion or being eaten by snakes or something that they have faced during their hunting. Like, so storytelling is really, really important. So as a PM, can you tell me where else do we tell stories? So we showed roadmap. We need to tell stories. Anyone? Where else? You can use this chat, or you can just open your mic. Where else do we tell stories? Okay, another one is when doing your pitch, right? You're doing your product presentation. When you do your product presentation next week, you'll be telling stories. Or when you're applying for a job, when the recruiter will ask you, tell me about your previous job. Again, you are telling stories. So in short, we are telling stories all the time. So this is why it's important, okay? But why is storytelling? It's so important, okay? So the meaning of storytelling is the act of framing an idea as a narrative to inform, illuminate, and to inspire. That's the whole thing. So we don't just say something, but we do it in a storytelling fashion because we want to inform, we want to illuminate, and we want to inspire. The inspire word is something that you guys need to really focus on. So for example, you have an idea. You do a storytelling on that idea, and it becomes an inspiration. You become inspired. People move because of that. Idea, you just tell the idea as it is. There's no inspiration. People will not move. And as a product manager, I remember in the first part, yeah, we have to influence a lot of people. And the only way we can influence a lot of people is by telling stories. All right? So storytelling can also, this is powerful, can also plant ideas. So if your boss is not convinced, but if you tell a story, you are planting ideas to their minds. So it's like cheating, okay? The thoughts and your emotions. It is used to persuade, to convince, and again, to inspire. That's the thing with storytelling. So you convince people. When you created your tickets, you created your features, you want to convince your team to create it. You want to convince your boss that this is the right way to go. You want to convince the company that to give you funding because you have created this. So you are doing this all at the time as a product manager. You're persuading, you're convincing, and you are inspiring. You're inspiring your team to work better, to work efficiently. Okay, that's storytelling. So amygdala is a storyteller best friend. Anyone knows what is amygdala? It's part of your brain. So science shows this, where there's a part of your brain like what you call like it looks like an almond, that releases neurotransmitters and releases chemicals like dopamine. Anyone knows dopamine? It's the pleasure chemical, right? Like dopamine, like if you post something, if you get likes, your dopamine spikes, right? And it's a pleasure thing. So if you won a lottery, your dopamine. If you eat something really good, that's dopamine getting you're getting all the time from TikTok. Okay, Aaron. Yeah. If you're watching YouTube, you know that's dopamine, and we are a society of dopamine. We are a society of we want likes. We are a society. We want to be appreciated, and that's dopamine, right? And another chemical that we need to be concerned with is what you call as cortisol. Cortisol is a chemical, again, being released when you are listening to a speaker. So that's a cortisol. And when you want to touch the emotions, another chemical, it's called oxytocins. Okay, why am I saying this, all this stuff? So the science tells us that if you want to touch the emotion, that it really happens, that something really happens on your brain, that when you do storytelling, it releases these kinds of chemical like oxytocins, dopamine, and cortisol. Okay, so the science prove it. It's not only like something that we think it's a hypothesis or something, but science really prove it that if you do storytelling, these are the chemicals that's being released. If you're touching the emotions by doing storytelling, then it releases oxytocins, and it will make them to give you funding. Isn't that cool, right? So this explains also why many ideas do not succeed, and also why many leaders fail to inspire their teams. They fail to inspire because they cannot get the oxytocins out of their members. The ideas do not succeed because they cannot get those the VCs. They cannot get the oxytocins out from the VCs. Anyone knows this?
Shark Tank.
Yep, I think as a product manager, this is something that you need to watch. And if you're not watching this, you just search it on YouTube and Shark Tank. It's like you're pitching for something. It's a good way to practice, right? So in Shark Tank, so the contestants will explain about their product, but normally is what differentiates it's some of the investors in Shark Tanks will say something like, okay, why are you doing this? What's your background? So the why part, right? And they want to know this, and this is kind of what touches the emotions. A lot of people who are pitching on Shark Tank, they cry, and they have these emotions when they choose it. They have this struggle on their products. Like they created this product because they have challenges, they have struggled with money and everything. And this also kind of affected the investors as well. And if you can do this, if you can touch those emotions, then you will get those fundings. So it's really, really good if you can tell the why of the story, your struggle. It's not about the product itself. It's about you. They are investing on you plus the product, but mostly on you, right? So again, this is very important. Steve Jobs, Tim Cook is just also is using this line, what makes my heart sing? Okay, like Steve Jobs mentioned during the commencement exercise in Harvard, I think, every time you look at the mirror, it's more of like you every morning you look at the mirror and you ask yourself if you love doing the things that you're gonna do today, right? And also if you want love what you're doing and just kind of do it and just follow your heart, right? Just follow your heart. So in the past few years, of course, Apple's keynote is the epitome. It's like the great thing about presentation, right? And a lot of people try to copy it, like Samsung. I think they try to copy it, the slides of Apple. Microsoft tried to copy it. But one thing they're gonna copy, guys, it's not on the slides, right? It's like, it's on the speaker. It's on his passion, on his heart, that he believes on the product, and he is really passionate about it. So that's why Samsung cannot copy it. That's why when Microsoft tried to copy it, it sounds different. It's like it's fake. So it's not on the slides, but it's, so when you go up there, when you present next week, believe on what you're going to present. That is very important. Be passionate about it. Believe that it will succeed. Don't just present because the product is you think it's going to work or not, but be passionate, and you will see the difference on the way you present. So this is, again, why the passion here is to touch the emotion side, right? The oxytocins. We want to release those oxytocins. So passion. So so let me just give you an example of another way on how to do storytelling. So for example, you have this chart, right? So probably Rakuten, you have this chart all the time. So let's focus on November 2019, December 2019, and it's just a slight, like a 4% increase. So in normal scenario, you go to the meeting room, hey guys, congratulations. So we have achieved 4% growth from November 2019, December 2019. Okay, that's good. Okay, so you clap. Let's twist it, like, let's add a little story about this. Okay, so you enter the boardroom, and then you mention, hey guys, I would like to report about the actual revenue and revenue quota for November, December. You know what? Actually, last month, because of the pandemic, we're having really problems, and we are we are not sure if we're going to increase our revenue at this time. We kind of struggled a little bit, and we just want to break even, to be honest. But I consulted the other teams, I consulted my developers, I consulted finance, I consulted the sales, and we come up with a plan. And guess what? When I received the report this morning, so when I open my laptop, I click on the email, and guess what? Not only we broke even, but we were able to increase by 4%. And I would like to thank everyone for doing a great job. See the difference? It's same 4%, but now you have emotion. Now people will remember the 4%, right? So the power of storytelling. That's why it's some sort of like a cheating. If you master this, you can persuade any people, you can convince any people. But that's how you do it. All right, so let's look at, this is an example of air, bed, and breakfast. This is, I put this an example because it shows how good their presentation is during that time. It's so simple. Have you guys checked this out? No? So Airbnb, so during the time, I think this is 2008, 2007. So they just focus on the problem, and it's very, very clear, right? Price, hotels, no easy. Problem, next. On their deck is just solution. Save money, make money, share culture. Next is just market validation. They just want to convince, the investors, hey, there's market here. Next, they consider the size. Like if you invest, we will make 10.6 million in market size. Next, they just show the product, not fancy mock-up, just 3 screenshots: search, review, and book it. Next, they go to the business model. How to create money? We take 10% commission. Simple as that, right? And then how do we achieve that 10%? Or how do we make more money? Is to have the market adoption. We join events, we do partnership, we do Craigslist listing. And finally, they put here like a competition. This is where we want Airbnb to be at. We are not competing against this, and this, but we want Airbnb to have another place on the product positioning and put it there. And this kind of convinced a lot of investors. No fancy graphs, no fancy thing that they put here. It's just facts for one, and also, yeah, it's a very, very clear PowerPoint that they presented. All right, and then any questions so far? I think we're good to go. We have I think 7 minutes left before I can do this. No questions. We go into the last one, number 7, the creating the hook part, and this is the interesting part. Okay, creating the hook. So what this is all about? Okay, I'll start with Steve Ballmer. Anyone knows Steve Ballmer? No? Microsoft? Rings a bell?
Ex-CEO, right?
Yes. Okay. Guys. Okay, you must know this. Okay, so we're now going to the hook, the opening of your speech. It's really important. And so let me stop sharing this and let me share this with the optimized video clip for sound. So you enter password. And I cannot see anyone. Are you guys still there? Okay. All right. So I'll just play this. And let's see how Steve Ballmer create the opening of this is like exhibition on stage, right? So I'm gonna run it right now.
Steve Ballmer! Come on! Get on! Get on! Come on! Come on! Give it on for me!
Okay, so this is an example of what not to do to connect to your audience. Okay, so I don't know why Steve Ballmer did that. It's like it's crazy. I don't know what is happening. Okay, let me try to share or screen again without the share sound part. Share sound probably is good. Okay, so it's recommended when you do an opening is not to share your screen on your opening talk. The reason behind that is if I share the screen right now, you can only see a small part of me. But on your opening talk, especially in the first 30 seconds, you want to touch those emotions. So that's one thing that you can do. Okay, anyone knows this person? Of course, Simon Sinek. Let's start with Y. And this is something that a lot of you can do on your opening sentences or opening phrases. I remember one time during my MBA, one of the other groups, they are building a project on AI, promoting AI autonomous driving, and her opening sentence was like this, like 2 years ago, my brother got into a car accident and he lost his life. So something like that, right? So it's like emotional. That's why you want autonomous driving to make the car safer. So this is something that you can do. So tell your why, tell your struggle, and or start with openings that create questions in the audience mind. So let's oops, sorry. Hold on. Okay. Anyway, this is one opening note.
So imagine a big explosion as you climb through 3,000 feet. Imagine a plane full of smoke. Imagine an engine going clack, 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 clack. Sounds scary. Well, I had a unique seat that day. I was sitting in 1D.
All right. So that opening sentence, he's trying to make it clear on everyone's mind what is happening. Clack, 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 clack. And the powerful note there is he was seated on row 12D, right? That's one opening sentence that you got curious. So what happened, right? What happened to the airline? Next is, why am I okay, this. So,
The C-SPAN networks bring you long.
You can't say it, but you know it's true.
okay, that simple phrase, right? You can't say it, but you know it's true. It doesn't make sense, right? But the thing is, but people started laughing, and this is great about Obama, and he pauses and everything, and that's one kind of opening that you can do. I'm not sure why I'll probably just I think slideshow changed. I couldn't see the embedded anymore, the play button. So it's kind of, I need to go to YouTube.
Please welcome our next. The Power of Words, Muhammad Quatani.
What? Oh, you all think smoking kills?
Okay, so again, it's some strange, right? You go up on stage and you light a cigarette. There's one also, I'm not sure if you know about this. There's like a malaria conference. They invited Bill Gates. And what did Bill Gates do during that conference? He brought in a jar full of mosquitoes. And once he's on the stage, he released about 5,000 mosquitoes, and he's talking about malaria. Of course, the mosquitoes are not infected with malaria, right? But that's something like a great opening. It's something that people will remember for decades, right? And this guy, lighting a cigarette. Let's have one last here. Okay, so I need to jump to YouTube.
Hey, loser!
All right, so from here, he paused on stage and he wore beef, and his talk is about bullies and stuff, making people wear their underwear, something like that. So again, this is a powerful way to start an opening. Everyone is silent, everyone doesn't know what you're going to do. It's unexpected, it drives curiosity. I think that's one thing that you need to consider. All right, let's go on, and we're almost done actually. And I'm happy. So any questions so far on content? Are we good? Okay, so next is, of course, the call to action. And I'll make this very simple. Call to action is something that, what do you want your audience to do? This is something we miss a lot. Like, we do a talk, we do explanation, but we don't know like what do you want our audience to do? Of course, like on YouTube, they always say subscribe, like, all those things. But this is something that you will always include on your pitch. So when you do a pitch next week, after that, what do you want? You want them to try it out. You want them to invest. You want them to give you a good grade. So anything, a call to action is something that you need to add on every talk. So this is and a lot of people miss it. They do a talk, they do a technical talk, but after that it's like, okay, what's in it for the audience? Okay, it's nothing. All right, so we've covered connect, content, and call to action. And in 2 hours. So that's good. All right, so we have a little more time, and I think any questions before we proceed? Okay, no questions. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. So it's workshop time. So we'll just practice among ourselves. So Annie will put you again into breakout rooms. So in 1 minute, talk something about what you really love doing, and just try to practice looking at the camera. You can have a script. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to memorize. You can have a script under the camera or something. You can do that. Do some gestures, do some tone voices. We'll just focus on the connecting part to the audience. And yeah, that's what you're going to do. So you'll just alternate. So one person will do it, and one person will probably be a timer, and will alert that after 50 seconds, you have last 10 seconds, and you can have a call to action, right? So you have a connect, you have a content, but call to action, but we focus mainly on the connect part. Okay, so again, look at the camera, voice, your breathing, your gestures, and that's the only thing. So in 30 seconds to a minute. Any questions before we put in the breakout rooms? So one will be a timer, and everyone will give feedback. Like, hey, maybe you can look at the camera more. Hey, maybe you can do some gesture more. A lot of things that I'm seeing is like, if your face is close to the camera, then you cannot see the arms, right? So you have to move back a little to be able to see that. That's one thing. And let's practice, and I'll just visit you on the breakout rooms, and let's see. And then I'll just give you 15 minutes to do it, okay? Or maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Annie, so we have eight teams, right?
Yes. Is it better to do in pairs or a team of 4 people?
Yeah, a team of 4 people. So we need a
okay.
feedback from everyone. And there, yeah, if 4 people will do, so just 1 minute each. So we can finish this in 10 minutes. If we can finish in 10 minutes, that's perfect.
Okay, so I will create the rooms based on your challenges. So please join.
Only 4 or 4 people?
8. There's 8 teams. And yeah, so each
For
team,
each.
yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. So let's do this in 10 minutes, and then let's go back here, and we'll wrap up things. All right, sounds good. Any questions so far? It's simple, right? I just want to see you're looking at the camera, the gestures, the tone of their voices. It's something, yeah, exciting. All right. Okay, so yeah, Annie, go ahead if there's one more question.
I opened the rooms. Can everyone find the room? The team, yeah. Okay.
They don't want to go to the rooms. Tanya, maybe you can join the team that you are mentoring. That's okay. If anyone needs help putting you in the room, please let me know. Rukaya, Ado, Fai, are you okay? We can come back.
Okay. Okay.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hey Jay, I'm really curious about your agile fitness Japan. I've been dropping my I have not been exercising much.
Yeah, let's talk more about it. If you want, you can schedule. I'll make schedules by October as well. I think right now, I think only one schedule left for September, but yeah, we can talk more.
Oh,
Are
got it.
you working out right now or anything?
I used to, like, I was like this close to having abs. Not the six-pack abs, but like I'm sorry, this is recorded, isn't it? But anyway, we'll talk later, I guess.
All right. All right. Welcome back, guys. So we still have a couple of minutes left. Any volunteer to do a 1-minute talk? Okay, you're feeling the anxiety right now. Sweaty palms. Any volunteer or anyone you yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we have Ed. All right. Okay, so Ed. Okay. Go ahead, Ed. You have 1 minute and 15 seconds. Let's add more. 15.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
1 minute. I might as well just use the actual camera then in that case. So
Okay, go.
yeah. So all right. Hi guys, thanks so much for coming to listen to my talk today. You're all stuck there, so you have to listen to me. I'm sorry about that. But my talk today is going to be about my hobby that I do on the weekends. It's called airsoft. So just to start off, does anybody know or has anyone ever played airsoft before here?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you have? Okay, fantastic. Great. No, that's always good. So you guys will know what I'm talking about. But for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about in terms of airsoft, airsoft is a sport, I guess, that started off here in Japan in the 1970s. So that's a really long time ago. And so, but then it spread to places like the US because, you know, it's an outdoor sport and they have paintball as well, and started off in the UK. But then I had a hard time defining what airsoft was exactly because everybody thinks different things. Like, so for example, when I told my manager the other day what airsoft was, he was like, "Are you planning to be a terrorist of some sort?" And I was like, no, it's nothing like that. So I like to classify it down to 3 simple things. It's fun, it's about friendship, and it's about fitness. So those 3 things encompass airsoft. And if you're having any of those 3 at any one point, then you're having a good time. That's exactly, you're experiencing what airsoft is altogether. We usually play on the weekends, and we also have other events that are for fun. So we go to ranges and, you know, we go to training events as well with actual professional shooters, and that's really fun. We also have friendships. So we have casual nights out, we have beer night, we have movie nights as well. Sometimes we stream movies, which is great. Sorry, am I over time? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's so good. I don't.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, you can wrap
Thanks
it
for
up.
coming to our TED Talk, guys. Good night.
All right. Wow, that's really cool. So everything's there. You're looking at the camera. You have like a YouTube energy, and you're playing with the voice. And I forgot to mention this a while ago with the tones is the use of whisper. Okay, when people are using whisper, it signifies that it emphasizes that you're saying something important, right? When you whisper, it's like you want to, you know, make your ears closer to the speaker so you can hear it. And yeah, great, good opening. You have like questions to ask for everyone. It drives curiosity. Let's have another one. Another one. Who
I'll
else? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Great. Okay, I'll start. So, hi everyone. My name is Sarthak, but you can call me Star Trek. My favorite hobby is probably going to be one of the most favorite hobbies of 21st century, and it's stalking. And believe me, I never used to be a stalker, but social media made me an amazing, and probably now it just helps my life, you know. Now I can probably get a job with this ability to stalk. So the stalking I'm talking is I love to stalk people on LinkedIn. And just so you know, I stalked Jay's profile today, and believe me, it made me more happy that I'm here. I love the TED Talk cover picture you have, so it made me more happy that today I'm here at the talk. So just to emphasize how impactful stalking has been, you know, most of my networking, professional networking, and most of my mentors that I have made is thanks to stalking. You know, you just stalk profile on LinkedIn, see their education, and you just feel like, wow, they are some important people. And somehow they actually connect to you. So thanks to stalking, thanks to social media, it's a great exercise. Thank you.
All right, thanks. And again, you're looking at the camera, great energy. You have hand gesture. You're just too close to the camera. That's why we cannot see the hand gesture. So maybe you can make distance. All right. So, all right. Thanks a lot for that. I'm hoping that we can have more time and we can have everyone to present. Ideally, that's what we do. But there's so many of you. But yeah, I hope you learn a lot. So let's just continue with this. We still have last 5 minutes before we end. Okay. So let me just share the screen real quick. All right. So what's next here? So what's next is these are the books that I recommend if you want to hone in on your public speaking skills, presentation skills, especially this one, Talk Like That, The Storyteller's Secret. That's a lot of there that you will be able to use, especially for storytelling with data, presentation with Zen, and of course, product management books. I'm just sharing it here. And my favorite right now that I'm reading, What Your Customer Wants and Can't Tell You. If you're doing pricing strategy, this is a good book that you need to read on. And one more thing, of course, there's always a one more thing in Apple, right? One more thing. We have secret number 11. This is what I haven't mentioned. Practice, practice, practice. An amateur practices until they can't get it right, but a professional practices until they can't get it wrong. All right. So there's a big difference in doing practices. I know Annie also did her TED Talk. And when I was doing my TED Talk, I kind of practiced like 200 times. So just imagine 200 times, 18 minutes. so in the span of 6 months. And what I also do is like I listen to my own speech before I go to bed. It helped me to remember of the power of visualization and also baby steps. One thing that you can do when practicing is start with yourself in front of the mirror. Next, have a camera and just look at the camera after taking your own video, and then have one audience, have a couple, and then of course have a lot. So that's our baby steps to doing your talk and to help you on your confidence level. And they will also provide you a lot of feedback. And so practice these secrets and tips on communication and storytelling on your next talk, presentation, meeting, and ask the question, what makes your heart sing on your way to the big stage? So this is really, really, really important. And for that, enjoy these new superpowers that you have developed. All right. And we have 3 minutes left for any questions, anything, any feedback or this. So these are their new superpowers, guys. So use it wisely. I'll be sharing the slides. I'll probably edit it a little. So I'll just share it probably in one or 2 days. And I can share it instantly. All right. So any kind of questions, any other things? We have two more minutes.
Actually, Jay, just 2 questions. One is like I mean, you're obviously a seasoned veteran when it comes to sort of talking in front of public, but I mean, how do you feel when you move in front of a crowd nowadays? Do you still feel that excitement within you, or is it more just sort of routine?
I'm always nervous all the time. Really me. So even I did TED Talk, I'm always doing training. I feel that jitters before going on stage, before having an online teachings, even after having done this a couple of times. But if, of course, it kind of lowers a little as you do it. As long as you believe in yourself, as long as you are getting those feedback that you are not messing up. And I think that's the thing that will make you more confident, as long as you continuously Kaizen, continuously improving, and that makes you more less nervous. But of course, if you're feeling nervous, we have a couple of ways to do it. That's why it's always nice to have this thing like deep breathing, turning nervousness into excitement. That is a powerful thing. Just make sure that you tell yourself that this is excitement I'm feeling and it's not nervousness. So even for myself. So don't worry, guys, if you are nervous in next week when you present, you'll be nervous probably at the start. But once you start talking, probably it will get lesson and lesson.
Awesome. Thank you, Jay.
Thanks, Ed. Okay, any last question?
Yeah, I have a question, right?
Go
So
ahead.
usually people are encouraged to learn from PowerPoints. Oh, sorry, present through PowerPoint, right? What is your recommended way of presentation? Yeah.
What was it again?
So usually people are encouraged to use PPTs when to present the topic, like, oh yeah, let's create a PPT on this business problem.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just curious, what's your preferred way of presentation?
Yeah, it really depends. Actually, when I did a TED talk, we're using PPT, but I have a lot of slides, and I have like bullet points. But when you watch a TED talk, you don't actually see a lot of slides, right? You don't even see a bullet points. You don't see a lot of text. Slides are only used, to supplement on what you're saying, to create more impact. Like if you want to show images, you want to show videos, that's the use of slide. But also it depends on your audience. But mainly, you don't use PowerPoint, to some people will have a PowerPoint and they will just read on what is on the PowerPoint, right? So that's not a good way to do it. So my really take on this, it's much possible, limit the thing that you're going to put on slides, especially if it's a live show. Always use slide as it is intended to be. It is used for visual impact. It's not for text. It's not for people to follow things.
Okay, sounds good. And do you have any recommendation on terms of creating the slides? Like usually people, of course, PPT is the standard, but is there any preferred way?
Not really. Even for example, the Google Slides is really, really great. I even do my mock-ups with Google Slide. I don't use Figma. I don't use this. I just Google Maps, and they have called imagination. When I click on the button, it goes to another slide, and it's really kind of a cool thing. And the great thing about it is you can have it, present it as well, because and you don't have to spend so much time learning other things. So there's no really preference. Whatever works, you can use it.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. Annie, I think we are good with the time, right? So if there are more questions, maybe I can answer them on Slack or anything. That's it.
Yes. So thank you everyone for coming today from 7 p.m. until now 9 p.m. Thank you for the active participation in asking Jay and talking to each other. Really glad that Jay, thank you for coming today. I'm pretty sure everyone learned something. And do you still have time after this for more Q&A? I think Teresa wanted to ask more about agile fitness.
Yeah, I asked Teresa to we can probably have schedule like a one-on-one, and we can talk about more on
Yeah, so maybe you can let us know how to schedule that. I think many of us are interested in it. Yeah, but one more thing before everyone leaves, please help us fill out today's feedback form for Jay. We always want constructive feedback to keep on improving our program. Yeah, so I put the link in the chat. So if you can fill out the form, that will be really helpful. Other than that, stay back and for a bit to ask if you have any last minute question. Otherwise, see everyone on Thursday. Okay.
Yeah, I think Teresa put out there, like you ran out of slots on Agile Fitness. I tried. Yeah.
Jacob took the last one. He texted me. He was like, I booked a slot. Like, damn you, Jacob.
On October, I'll add more slots, promise.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay, so and also good luck, guys, on your pitch on next week. I'll probably be watching, so it will be interesting to see.
Come join.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks everyone. It's been great.
Have a good night.
All right, good night,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.